Come over here. No. Hi everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome back to my channel. So you might enjoy my new autumnal-esque setup. I am trying to get there. There's a few more things I want to do like around to make it nice and seasonal, but this is the start of it. So today we are going to be filming the controversial parenting tag. So I looked at that way a lot is because Rory is on the bed, and with him being on the move, he could very quickly be off the bed at the same time. So just trying to keep an eye on you, aren't we, buddy? Aren't we? When it comes to parenting and kind of the topics of this tag, I'm not that opinionated, but I don't know, it might turn out I am quite opinionated, I'm not really sure, but I don't think I am that opinionated. I'm way less opinionated about parenting topics since becoming a parent. I was probably more judgmental before I actually had a baby. Let's get into it, shall we? So the first topic is pro-life versus pro-choice, which obviously means abortion. I'm definitely not like a huge pro-life person. I am more pro-choice. It's not a decision that I would have for myself, but I do know how it feels, kind of. My second child, who I'm pregnant with at the moment, wasn't planned, and not that we ever considered abortion, but I do know how much of a shock it can come initially. Also, I really don't agree with making a mother care for a child that she doesn't want. I don't think that that really hello baby. I don't really think that can end well for anybody, and for the people that are pro-life, I just feel like, are you going to help that mother when she's, you know, crying at 3 AM because she can't handle it? Are you going to help her afford this child? So I do really think that it is both parents' decision. That is one thing I kind of am a little bit of an advocate for, is that I do kind of feel sorry for men sometimes, in the sense that say Rich and I fell pregnant and I didn't want to keep the baby, but he did. That's a really difficult place to be, I think. So yeah, I am pro-choice, really. I do think that it is entirely down to you, regardless of your circumstances. Good talking. I don't particularly believe either that it should be in exceptional circumstances. I think that it is just your choice. I think to be given a child that you don't want to raise is quite a big task. This topic is baby wearing. I absolutely love baby wearing. I'm a huge advocate for baby wearing. But if you'd asked me before I had Rory whether I would baby wear or be into it, no, I didn't really get it. I just thought it was another method of transport for your child. But then I had Rory, and he is a really clingy child, and baby wearing pretty much got us through the first 4 or 5 months. Even at 6 months he was still being baby worn every now and again. He was a really clingy baby, so we didn't really have much choice. If you wanted to get anything done, you were being baby worn, weren't you? I'm really open-minded about it with my second child. If she wants to baby wear, then that is great, but I don't know, I think all babies are different. Some babies don't really get on with it, but when it came down to bonding and actually saving my sanity, baby wearing was amazing, wasn't it? I think he would still like it now, actually. I think if we bought a carrier for his age group, he's 11 months, 12 kilograms. I still think he would like it, but I don't particularly want to lug all 12 kilograms of you around. Circumcision. No, I'm not up for circumcision at all. I don't really know much about it though, to be overly opinionated. I know that some people really are for it, but I don't really get it. Unless it's a medical reason, I don't really get why you would want to do it. But I know that there are like cultural and religious reasons as to why people would support it. We actually have been given the option to circumcise Rory because he's got I can't pronounce it, hygroscotia. Which you can Google if you want, but I'm not going to go into it too much because it's kind of personal to him. But he, oh that's lovely, you're lying down nicely. He has been offered circumcision, and Rich and I both decided that it was not a decision we wanted to do for him right now. If when he's a teenager that is something that he wants to do, then that is entirely up to him, and I will be fully supportive. But right now it is not our decision to make, and it is not for us to put him through unnecessary suffering if it's not necessary right now. If he was having issues now where he was getting infections, or it was putting him at harm, then yeah, I would do it. So I haven't really summed that up. If I had to, then I would. If I don't have to, no, I'm not going to put him through any unnecessary pain. Next topic is adoption. Yeah, I'm all for adoption. I don't really know why anyone would not be up for adoption. I think it's a lovely thing. I think anybody that adopts is an incredible person. If I couldn't have children myself, I would 100% adopt. I would adopt if I had the money to, actually. Yeah, I would, yeah. Basically, if I had the, I can't think of the words. If I had the, he just gave me the biggest dirty look ever. If I had like the, basically if I wanted to carry on and have children and had the capacity to, and the money and the space, I would definitely consider it. I'm not against it for us at all, but we are pretty much at full capacity with our own kids. So yeah, I think it's lovely. I think it's a really good thing. Next topic is baby piercing. It's not for me, and I don't think I'd be allowed to pierce the baby's ears. Rich's 8-year-old still doesn't have her ears pierced, and she's not allowed to have hers pierced, so I don't think he would let me pierce my child's ears regardless. But it's not for me. I had pierced ears at the age of 2. I think it was quite a big thing in the 90s to do. I think lots of parents and babies did it, but I'm not particularly into earrings anyway. You're gonna fall off that bed, stay here. Yeah, I'm not particularly into baby, like ear piercings at any age for a child. You're gonna fall off, stay here. Come back here, please. Come on, come and get this. Come on, come and get it. Yeah, I just don't think it's necessary, but I don't know, I think it's down to the parent. It's entirely up to them. I wouldn't judge a parent for having a baby with pierced ears. Next topic is breast milk versus formula. This is something I used to be really opinionated about until I actually had my baby. Not like one or the other, but I used to get really angry that there was even a division on it. Rory has always been formula fed. That was a decision I made when I was pregnant with him, that he would be formula fed. Oh dear. But it is a decision that I regret. I really regret not. Are you upset because you weren't breastfed? I really regret not trying to breastfeed him, and I really regret not kind of seeing it through and seeing how we got on. I will be breastfeeding my second one and hoping it all goes to plan. But I have no opinion. I think if your baby is fed, then I think that's the best thing for everybody. And I find it really sad that there is so much pressure to breastfeed. I've had friends that still breastfeed, to be fair, when they've had like struggles and pains in the past. They've been really encouraged to persist breastfeeding. As I'm saying it though, they now successfully breastfeed, so it probably is a necessary thing. But I think when you're in, so I've got a friend as well, so she stopped breastfeeding and switched the bottle, but she really needed somebody to say to her, it's okay, you can switch to the bottle, and she didn't have anybody, like any healthcare professional, do that for her, and that got her really down. So I find that quite sad that there's so much pressure on healthcare professionals to not be able to do that. And sometimes a mum just needs to be told that it's completely fine, you can breastfeed, like you don't have to breastfeed. And have that pressure taken off her, basically. I hope that makes sense because I got so distracted with you. But yeah, basically I'm pro either or. I think fed is best, definitely. But I do think everybody needs to be more open-minded about either or, basically. Co-sleeping. This is something that I can definitely talk about for ages. If you asked me before I had a baby, my opinion on co-sleeping, I would have thought it was ridiculous. I would have thought there was no reason why a baby should be in your bed. I would have thought it was dangerous, irresponsible parenting, and I would have thought, like, I would have been like, you should be a more persistent parent. But Rory has been in my bed since he was 3 weeks old, and he has spent all but 3 or maybe 4 nights in his own bed fully. So I am obviously all for co-sleeping. He came into my bed when he was 3 weeks old because he would not sleep at all. Like, if I put him back in his bed, he would just be awake. And it got to the place where even my health visitor was like, you are putting your child more at risk by, because basically I would fall asleep winding him. And I'd wake up and he would just be in the duvet somewhere. So that was more dangerous than safely putting him down in a controlled co-sleeping environment. So we came to that kind of agreement ourselves. We are trying to get him out of the bed because obviously I'm gonna have a newborn in 5 months time, 20 weeks time, yeah, 5 months time. And I don't really want him in our bed with the newborn. Not that I'm gonna try not to co-sleep with the newborn. But I feel like if he's still in our bed and there's a newborn in their bed, then that newborn's gonna wake him up, which I don't really want for him. I would rather he was in his own bed and could still sleep through the night. I am all for it. I think it's lovely. It has been a huge part of our parenting child journey. It's created a really lovely bond between the two of us. Whenever he is not in our bed, I really miss him. Yeah, I'm all for it, but I don't know, it's really difficult. I wouldn't have a strong opinion against it. I know a lot of people do, but I think sometimes you can't knock it until you've been in that situation. Lots of babies sleep really well through the night and lots of babies don't. And sleep deprivation is killer. If you're a parent, you will know that. That is the biggest thing just to mess you up. So I just think you need to do whatever you need to do to kind of cope. Home versus public versus private schooling. It also had chartered schooling in there, which I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it might mean boarding school, but I don't want to say, like, I don't want to say for sure because I'm not sure. So I'll do home versus public versus private. I have no opinion on any of these. I was public and private schooled. I did a mix of both. Didn't have any, like, there was no difference in either experience apart from, well, no, and my brother was the same. He had both experiences. I was public schooled for longer than I was private schooled, and he was the other way around. But we both had similar grades, like similar GCSEs. His are a little bit worse than mine. Both didn't do particularly well in school. Both have done a lot better in the working environment. We're way more worky than we are education. So yeah, I don't really have an opinion. When it comes down to homeschooling, everybody has their reasons behind it. It's not something that I could do for my child because I just wouldn't have the patience, but I could hire a tutor. But I do quite like the social aspect of school. I really liked, yeah, I just loved socialising at school. I made loads of friends, and my brother was the same. He made loads of friends. So I do think I would be against homeschooling for that. I would think it could be quite lonely. Next topic is vaccinations. I don't have an opinion on this at all. Rory's vaccinated. Yeah, he's vaccinated. I am for vaccinations, really. I don't really know how to describe this. My mum is against vaccinations, and she has, like, kind of strongly advised me in the past not to vaccinate Rory for certain things, and I always have. No, I am for vaccinations. I haven't researched either side well enough to have an opinion, really, but naturally I have gone down the vaccination route for Rory, and I will go down the vaccination route again for my second child, just for peace of mind, really, to know that I've done it. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. It's really hard to say on that one because I don't know why you wouldn't be for a vaccination, basically. Okay, medicating children. Again, I don't really know enough about this to know anything about it. So I can't have an opinion. I can't really think of any examples when you do medicate children, but if it's necessary, I'm sure it's necessary, and you wouldn't do it if you didn't have to. When it comes down to Calpol, I mean, I dish that stuff out pretty easily, so. Cloth versus disposable nappies. No opinion whatsoever. We have done both. I really like both. I do think there needs to be more pressure to, like, I really love the Kit and Kin disposable nappies because they, what's the word? I'm so tongue-tied today. Because they biodegrade in 5 years, not 500 years or something. And I do think there needs to be a lot more to do for the sustainability of nappies and the earth and the impact they have on the environment. Like, it is quite shocking how bad they are for the environment. Like, I don't think people realise how many nappies are in landfill, and they are there for, you know, 5 or 6 lifetimes. So that's quite, you know, our great grandchildren will still be seeing Rory's nappies. So that's not great. So I do think there needs to be a lot more pressure on the government to do something about it. Like I said, we've used cloth, we've used disposable. I'm all for it. Cloth nappies are harder work, but they are lovely. There's lovely patterns, and there's quite a nice feeling about using them, but they are hard work, and occasionally, like, So when it comes down to disposables, my childminder doesn't want us to use disposables. No, my childminder doesn't really want to use cloth. So I just, like, she would if I pushed for it, but because she doesn't really want to, I don't really want to add any extra pressure when she's already got 5 children to deal with. So I will pack her disposables. If I gave the baby to Rich, I would pack disposables. I say it like he's not here, but if he was having Rory for the day, I would use disposables because Rich doesn't really want to be part of the cloth nappy thing. He finds it too much work. Same with if I gave Rory to anybody, actually, really. It's kind of my choice and my hardship, so I will just, the buck stops with me basically on that one. But I do like that because I feel like at least we are doing a little bit for the environment. Even if you use 1 cloth nappy a day, then you are saving the environment a little bit. The last one is the cry out method. Again, it's a really difficult one. I'd like to say I'm really against it, but there have been times where I have been desperate. I haven't used it, but I've definitely considered it. I don't think it would work for Rory, to be honest, because he doesn't actually really cry. If I put him in his cot and left him, he'd just mess about. So it probably wouldn't work. But yeah, I'd like to be really against it, but everybody's had their desperate times where they just don't know what to do and they're at their wit's end, so you have to do what you have to do. I know how it works really well for some people, and that's great, but like I said, I'm a real attachment parent. I didn't know this until I had Rory, but I am quite an attachment parent, so it doesn't really go with what I believe in, but everyone is different and each to their own on that one. That is our controversial, I'm still trying to make sure he doesn't roll off the bed. That is our controversial parenting tag for this video. If you want to do it, then I tag you. I also tag Ailey from Maisie Meow. I tag Kirsty from Life with Boys. Come here, please. Oh gosh. Who else can I tag? I tag Jess from Phoebe and Me. Who else? I tag Lindsay from Fizzy Peaches. Who else can we tag? 1 second, I have got a group chat. I tag Hannah from Hannah Lucy Ross. I tag Hayley from Land of Lawson. And I tag Gemma from Gem Ellis. And yeah, Sammy has already done it, so I can't tag you because you've done it. But those are the girls that I tag. Nice. But yeah, if you want to do the video too, then please do, and leave me a comment to let me know so I can watch your video. Oh dear. And I hope you enjoyed watching. We upload videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at about 7:30 PM English time, so please stay tuned for more and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one. Say bye. Can Rory say bye? Say bye bye. Good boy, say bye. You're gonna wave. Good boy. Say bye bye. Yeah. Say bye.